Hello, welcome to this virtual module for KU Student Housing Online Training. In this module, we will be discussing a day in the life of an undergraduate staff member. As an undergraduate staff member, you will have various requirements week to week. In this module, we'll talk about some of those, but won't go into too much depth because it will all vary complex to complex. In this module, you will be seeing a meeting between a senior staff member and a newly hired RA. They'll be discussing some of the things that will be happening on a weekly basis. Enjoy!
Hi, Michael. I'm Davante. I'm one of the grad students in the building. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. A little busy, but that's just part of my job, so I just roll with it. Congratulations on getting the job. I know you're really, really excited about that.
I am really excited. I'm just a little nervous though.
What are you nervous about?
It just seems like a lot of work to do. I don't even know where to start.
That is a normal reaction to have, to be completely honest. The key component is to know that you have 2 weeks of training in August to prepare you for all the things that you'll have to do within your role. So don't get caught up on being nervous and everything that you have to complete within the job.
I'm really excited for training. I heard it's really long though.
There is definitely some long days and there's definitely some short days, but it's all about the topics that we need to cover. But that's enough about training. We'll cover that more when you get back in August. What are some things that you have? What are some things that you think you need to know about the position?
Duty programs, maybe attend some meetings, and then there's these things called door decks and doing some bulletin boards.
That is definitely a big component of your job. I'm going to break it down for you a little bit by a little bit, just so you can get a better understanding of what those components means. The first one I'm going to talk about is your one-on-one. Really what that is a time for you and your supervisor to sit down with just the two of you to talk about your personal life, your academics, also the job. During that time, you'll really go and dive into details with that. That's going to happen probably bi-weekly with your supervisor, and they typically last between 30 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on the topics and things that you need to cover during that session. The next thing that you will have to do within your job is your staff meeting. That's going to happen weekly. When that happens, that depends on everyone else's class schedules on your staff. But during that staff meeting, your supervisor is going to give you upcoming dates that you will need to know about, different programs that's going to be happening in the hall, but also some assignments that you need to complete. And that's your time to ask questions more in details about those things as well. The next component of your job that's going to take a huge chunk of your time in the beginning of this school year is our residential curriculum. Really, the components that you're going to be completing within that task is the resident interviews, where you're going to sit down one-on-one with your residents to get to know them personally. The second one is your academic success plans that you're going to do with your residents. Again, you're going to sit down with them, you're going to talk about their academics, but you're going to also help them create academic goals for them to try to reach by the end of the semester. The last thing that you're really going to do within the residential curriculum in the beginning of the school year is the roommate agreement forms. You're going to sit down with everyone in the room that lives in that room and talk about the different components of things that they want to sit down and go by to make sure that everyone feels safe but happy in that living environment. The next component of your job that you're going to talk about, or that you're going to have to do, is the duty scheduling. There's different types of duty. The first one is day duty, which in your hall you'll be on duty some every day, or not every day, but sometime throughout the week for a certain amount of time period to be able to respond to situations or things that may arise during that time. The next one is weekend duty and night duty. That won't happen every week probably, but it depends on how you schedule your duty with your staff. And then you'll be on duty at night until the next day the day duty person is on duty to respond to any situations, but also walk the building at certain different times. I know that's a lot of information that I gave you right now. Do you have any questions on that?
That is a lot to take in. How much of a time commitment is it per week?
That's a great question to ask. Typically, we average about 10 hours a week, but that's not including the amount of time that you spend with your residents.
And how much time should I hang out with my residents?
Great question again. I would say to really set up a type of culture on your floor when your residents can come to talk to you, but also when you hang out with your residents. A great way of doing that is really hanging out in the lobby sometimes, whether that's studying or whether that is watching TVs with your staff members. With that, that sets up the cultures of presence and they know that you're present for them to talk to. That will also help with another portion of the residential curriculum that you have to do, which is your floor traditions, which sets up a time for your residents to come and hang out with you, but also other residents in the building.
That's great to know. I'm really excited about this position. I'm excited to get to meet my residents, get to know them, and then establish that culture that you talked about. Um, I'm just really excited.
I am so happy that you're really excited for you. We're really excited to have you on our staff next year. You're enthusiastic, and the other components that you're bringing to the team will be very grateful. Is there any questions that you may have about the complex or anything in general?
I just have one more. Can I get a tour of the building?
You definitely can. Let's go right now, and hopefully we can catch a couple of staff members in their room, and they can show you what their room looks like.
That would be great.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Thank you for watching this online training module. Hopefully this sheds some light on some of the things that you'll be doing on a weekly basis as an undergraduate staff member. Below you will find a short quiz to gauge your comprehension of this topic. Thank you.